Hello, Super Mega Baseballers. Eric back here. Sorry I had to take a couple of days off with work. But I believe I'm finally done, and now we're down to the final four. So, we've got the Baltimore Ravens, which we're going to do right now, Minnesota Vikings, which is also on this one, which will be on a separate video, but you can, if you got a good eye, it's also up on this set of teams. And then New England, and then my interpretation of the Washington football team, which I am trying to hype in every video because, to be honest, I think it's one of the best things I've ever done. Ranks right up there with my Rams logo, not the LA Rams, the actual Ram logo I did quite a long time ago, which I kind of view as my best. Also the one that took me the longest to do. So, if you guys have watched a lot of my videos, I did one called Nevermore, which is a play on the Edgar Allan Poe poem, and where it quotes the Raven Nevermore. If you're a little bit younger and you think about The Simpsons, they did a little play on it too. So I thought about using that one, and that was one of the first ones I thought about doing, is just taking one of my older logos and then repurposing it. And then I kind of got to that point after I did the Rams one, when I changed the colors to the LA Rams, and realized that it was kind of cheap to do that, although that was probably the best logo I've ever done. And so I decided that everything was going to be, something that I haven't done before. So that's where we came up with this. Not 100% on it, but it's not bad. The hardest part was just, getting to do the background, the checkerboard background. I kind of wanted to put it on the bird, but it didn't look quite right, just because the amount of space we have. I'd have to make the logo bigger to make the squares fit in there properly, just because we can only go so small in the squares. All right, so 32 layers. Like I said, don't think it's bad. I don't think it's one of my better ones, but I'll live with it. I'll add it to the list of ones that I may come back and tweak as I get a little bit better at some of my skills. Color-wise, you're gonna need a kind of a deeper purple. So if you can see right there, it's right on the edge of where the blue and purple meet, and pretty close to the bottom there. And then you're gonna need a nice bright yellow. And you might not be able to see, but it's right about here. Right on the edge of the green and the yellows, and a little bit more than halfway up. And then black and white, and that's all you need for this, okay? So 32 layers. And I did the bird itself, and then I just did the rectangles underneath it, so I wanted to see how many layers I needed for the bird, and then I tweaked it down to what I've got now so that I'd have enough room for all the rectangles. All right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 rectangles, okay? And the reason I did it was just to get everything kind of the way I wanted it, and having a handful of squares. Okay, so it's just being able to play around with getting the shapes the way that I wanted it without having to use a ridiculous amount of layers to do it. So, all right, so let's get into it. Rectangle 2 in yellow, 0, 200, 0, and 115. And again, I'm sorry, I forgot. If you're new to the channel, I do these as speed runs: position 1, position 2, rotation, and scale. That's to keep my videos reasonably short. When I used to do the video where I would actually take everything off and actually recreate the video, it would take 20-25 minutes to go through this as I'm talking you through it. And then it doesn't include about an hour of prep time in that, and having kids and a girlfriend and a job that doesn't, and this is not, I don't make money on this, so I'm doing this because you guys ask how I do these things and want me to create these logos, and I enjoy the challenge. So that's why I just do them as speed runs. So if you watch my videos, just have a piece of paper around there and I try to take you through it. You can just rewatch it if you need to get certain things. Okay, so 0, 200, 0, and 115. Then we do it again in purple. This time 205 negative, negative 9, 270, and 15. And then copy it in purple, 1, negative 6, 270, 115. Copy it in purple, 205, negative 6, 270, and 15. And then copy it in yellow, negative 33, 104, 180, and 15. Copy it in yellow, negative 101, negative 104, 270, and 15. Copy it in yellow, 103, negative 104, 270, 114. Then copy in yellow, negative 33, 97, 180, and 115. And then the last parts you need are just these actual squares. So square 2 in purple. The reason why it's square 2 is because it's the ones with the sharpest angles. Negative 101, 97, 0, and 22. Copy it, 104, 97, 0, and 22. And then copy it again, 104, negative 105, 0, and 22. Copy it, negative 101, negative 105, 0, and 22. And that gives you your checkerboard background. Then I do outline in white, and I believe I upped it 3 times, which would be that button right next to it, okay, to give me the thicker outline. Sorry. The only thing I don't like about when the outline gets thicker is it kind of blurs. You might not see it here, but I've got a 73-inch screen TV, or 77-inch screen TV. So you'll see little blurs on the edge, on the points there, and it's not as sharp. It's the only thing I don't like about outline for things like that. It would be nice though if in future updates, if Metalhead, or EA, if you're happen to listen to my little YouTube channel, hint hint, if we could sit there and do outlines and pick which things we wanted to outline, that way I could get really fucking creative and I could come up with some really cool stuff if we were able to do something like that. That's probably one of the few nitpicks I have on making logos. Okay. As I promised before, I'll do a comment video on update 7 once we have more details. They've given us a lot of hints of what's coming up, but they're not telling us everything. So I'm going to kind of wait till it comes out. I am very excited about the changing to the hitters and their ability to chase pitches. So I know that you guys have all been upset about how the computer is insanely good on 2 strikes, right? And the lower the ego, the worse it is, in my opinion. As I've generally playing higher egos, if you can see on the bottom of the screen, I actually currently play at ego 90. The computer does chase at the higher egos. I found that once you got above 75, that the 2 strike insane hitting kind of went away, and they got a little more aggressive and they started hitting more early in the count. So the more aggressive you are pitching and willing to go after corners, even though it's a lot harder to do it, the better you are. I've probably mentioned this, I know I've mentioned it before, some of you might not have heard this. I actually do have a perfect game at ego 75 with 21 strikeouts. And as I've said before, it seems like the game sometimes goes through streaks where you sit there and have a certain number of games where they just beat your brains in, and then all of a sudden you have a couple of games where you kind of get them back. And that's where I was. I was in a couple of games where I was getting, I was getting 15 strikeouts plus per game. Then all of a sudden my ace comes up. He is on fire, and I just went absolutely balls out aggressive. And I didn't even realize how many strikeouts I had till I got to like the 8th inning, and I realized that I'd actually beat my personal best at that point. So I'm actually excited about that because I'm going to see, can I get a perfect game with 27 strikeouts? So I may shoot down to a lower ego just to cheese the system a little bit like that. But like I said, it's that 2 strike thing is going to be really fun when you get rid of that. All right, let's get back into this. I'm sorry, guys. All right, so swish 10s, my favorite. If you're new to this, swish 10 is my favorite shape on this game. So swish 10 in black, negative 112, 36, 328, 72. Copy it in the purple, 28, 91, 10, and 51. Copy it in black, -97, -3, 320, and 72. Copy it in purple, -18, 59, 356, and 60. And please make sure that it is the big part of the swoosh is on the left side, okay, and it's swooping over to the right. So that's what you're trying to go for. So that was purple. Then we go back to black, copied -27, -29, 340, 72, and then copy in black. And this time we're going to flip it to sweeping down to the right, 31, -54, 54, rotation 45 scale, and then copy it. And you're going to flip it again. This time it's going to be curving upwards towards the right, 67, 114, 217, and 45. And then copy it again in black, 81, 0, 201, 45. Copy it in black and flip. This is just to fill space. In black, 42, 33, 355, and 59. Then we do ellipse 3 for the mouth, the beak, in black, 144, 23, 7, and 37. Then triangle 1 in black, 32, 84, 330. This helps shape the area around the eyes. And then we're doing the eyes in yellow. This is a first for this one too. I don't think I've done an eye like this before also. So again, another first. Half circle yellow, 68, 68, 198, and 6. And then triangle 3 in yellow, 56, 76, 305, and 7. Kind of give it a little bit more of a sinister type look. And then period in font 1 in black, 74, 67, 0, and 3. And as I've said this many times, when you're doing eyes and you're going to do iris, no matter if you're doing it color or black or whatever, period is your best friend, because circle doesn't get as small as the period does. I've done videos, or you can go look way back where I did videos on using shapes as text, or text as shape, sorry. And I've actually talked about that as well. So I might do another one again and kind of re-go over that stuff for you guys. All right, so 74, 67, 0, and 3. And then we do a swoosh or swish in yellow. Okay, it's like the Nike symbol. 159, 11, 50, and 23. And make sure that it's going from the left and swooping and curving down to the right. Okay, then you copy it in black. 122, 18, 54, and 43. And then for a little style there, arc 2, purple, -18, -51, 193, and 44. And then arc in purple, -62, 5, 159, and 46. You could do a swish 10 if you wanted to. I just chose to do arc to be a little different there. And then triangle 3, purple. Oops. That's not perfect. Jeez. It's all right. Making an adjustment. Okay. 26, 53, 122, and 23. And there you go. So a Raven, not my best, but I was playing around with this for a little while, and probably took me about 45 minutes or so, and I got a little frustrated with it, and I came up with this and decided I'm just going to stick with it. If you go back into my list, look up Nevermore, and because I think that's a pretty badass Raven that I've done there. You can take that, take off the background and all the wording, change the colors to purple, white, purple, black, white, and yellow, and you'd have a good one there too. So I may just go back at some point and then redo that one. So, all right, next up is the Minnesota Vikings. So we're going to stick with a purple theme tonight. And so this video this is Sunday night. This will probably get loaded Monday morning, and then Vikings will load on Tuesday morning, and then we'll finish up with New England, and then my take on the Washington football team. All right, so thank you very much. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and feedback's always welcome. I do take suggestions. If you want something, if you want me to work on a certain logo, if you're looking for a certain type of logo, happy to do it. I don't do this for pay anymore. As far as I've done logos where people have commissioned work that I've done. I generally don't do that, but if you've got a serious request and it's something that's complicated, we can work something out. If it's something pretty easy that I can bang out in 15, 20 minutes, then it's something that I'm happy to do, and I like the challenge. All right, thank you for your support, and talk to you soon.